This is very interesting. I've never heard this before, but fiber gives your intestines a workout. Isn't that funny? I've never thought I want a muscular intestinal system. Hey friend, welcome to the Menopause Makeover. Do you want to lose weight and keep it off? Are you struggling with stubborn weight gain, trying everything but seeing no results? Do you wake up with big ambitions only to feel exhausted and overwhelmed as the day goes on, leaving your own needs last? Hey, I'm Chris. I know exactly what it feels like to battle the perimenopause spread, that frustrating weight gain that seems to come out of nowhere. What used to work for weight loss suddenly stopped, and my hormones left me sleep-deprived, depressed, unmotivated, and anxious, not to mention dealing with relentless hot flashes. I was a busy homeschooling, midlife, working mom, and health coach, yet I felt lost when it came to my own body. I wanted more energy, less belly fat, and more strength. I felt powerless. Until I found health strategies to work with my hormones and not against them, I couldn't lose the weight, and I didn't even feel like myself. In this podcast, you will find out how to stop the weight loss struggle, why your hormones are all over the place, and how to support them, and how to get healthy when you feel lost and alone so that you can feel good again in your body. Grab your zipper, pop in those earbuds, and let's get going. Hello, friends, and welcome to the Honeycast. If you are in midlife and beyond, and you are struggling with weight loss, maybe you're struggling with being in a stall, maybe you're gaining weight and you're not doing anything differently, I want to talk to you today about a secret weapon that you want to start adding into your daily meals, and it is called fabulous fiber. I've never really been that interested in fiber and kind of thought it was for old people, honestly. The Metamucil and all that kind of stuff. I remember my grandparents drinking that, and I never really understood why. And I really didn't even think about fiber's role in, even as a younger woman, even in my nutrition as a personal trainer, having lots of certifications. Fiber has always just kind of been, yeah, it's important, but I didn't really understand why. And it's one of the things that I have included in my diet since I've been in menopause. And I also, when I'm coaching my ladies, make sure that we are getting adequate fiber. There's several things that have changed over the last 5 years for me and myself personally, what I'm eating, how I'm eating, and my coaching, what that looks like, because now I'm coaching mainly women in menopause and some perimenopause. So fiber is very important. I'm going to call it the queen. So protein would be the king. Fiber is going to be the queen. And the reason is because as we hit menopause and as we are losing our hormones, so many things change in our body. One of the things that changes is our gut microbiome. Other things change, such as our brain. All of our other hormones start to adjust, such as cortisol. Sometimes cortisol goes up. Insulin, usually there's more insulin. And so these changes require us to do things differently. That's why we have to do things differently, because we are in a transition. And what our bodies could handle previously, and it wouldn't be a stress, is not happening now. And so we need to do things differently. We always need fiber in our diet, no matter what, no matter how old we are. But the recommendation for the woman that is in menopause or even perimenopause is going to be a little bit higher. And I'm going to tell you why. First of all, studies have linked fiber to lowering belly fat. Yes. How? So we're going to talk about how does fiber turn on fat burning. Fiber, this is very interesting. I've never heard this before. Never read it anywhere until I started looking into this science for those of us in our 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and over. But fiber gives your intestines a workout. Isn't that funny? I've never thought I want a muscular intestinal system. But you do. You do, because the more muscle you have, the better and the more revved your metabolism is. This is another reason why strength training is key for women who are in midlife and who are aging. More muscle, more metabolically healthy and flexible. But ladies, it takes time. If you have not been building muscle, first of all, we got to clean out the muscles. The muscles might have fat in them from fat that is spilling out of your cells and goes to your muscle or goes to your liver. So there's a cleaning out process that we do with our food, and fiber is actually a part of that. Plants are a part of that. Plants are going to cleanse your cells and your muscles. That's why we also need more veggies in our midlife than we ever have. So the second reason is fiber feeds your good gut flora. And why is that important? Because you want good gut bugs, because our good gut bugs are responsible for so many functions in our body, one being hormone support and the other metabolic support. So you want the good gut bugs that are going to help you burn fat, like Akkermansia, and there's many more. Also, when you have more good gut bacteria, you have more short chain fatty acids. And these are important for a lot of different reasons, but for the sake of how this turns on fat burning, is that those short chain fatty acids help you with your metabolism. So we really want a lot of good gut bacteria, and we want a variety of the good gut bacteria. So guess what? We need to eat a variety of foods to get the variety of gut bacteria. Next, fiber is going to slow down your blood sugar absorption. Why is that important? That is important because when you eat a meal and you spike your blood sugar, whenever you spike your blood sugar, it causes insulin to come in and get the excess glucose. And when we become more insulin resistant because of our declining hormones, each of us are heading in that direction, all of the glucose does not get taken out of your cell and it gets stored as fat. So insulin is a fat storage hormone. We need it. It's important, but we don't need it in excess. And so when you are eating foods that are spiking your blood sugar, that is fat storage. So what can fiber do? Fiber slows down that glucose spike. It slows it down so that it's not as large, and you may not need as much insulin, and your body could clear that easily. So the fiber is going to slow down the blood sugar regulation and is going to help with weight loss because it's going to help you not store fat. Fiber also reduces inflammation. And that's another thing that happens in menopause is that when estrogen walks out the door, we usually have much more inflammation because we have higher levels of cortisol and we don't have that protection from estrogen. So an inflamed body is not going to release fat. It's going to try to take care of the inflammation. So fiber is a good source to help reduce the inflammation. It also helps reduce the risk of breast cancer. It is responsible for supporting brain health. I've already mentioned gut health, detoxification, which is huge. As we age, as we lose our hormones, a lot of times we're not detoxing well and we're storing toxins in our body. We store those toxins in our fat. Those toxins create cytokines. Cytokines create inflammation. And we have this whole thing going on where we're not able to get out of that inflamed state. So we need to detox. We need to move things out. We need to move out excess xenoestrogens, which are fake estrogens that are found in products that are not natural. Any product that you're using on your skin, on your hair, on your body, and even products that you're using around your house. We want a more natural product so that we're not storing these toxins in our body. Another thing that fiber does is that it helps you feel full. I don't know about you, but sometimes I can have an E or energizing meal. That's my carbohydrate-based meal. And I can have adequate protein and fat and even maybe a few veggies in there. When I add more fiber, I am full for 4 hours, which is what I want to be. Fiber can also calm any food noise because it helps you feel satisfied. So in getting enough fiber, you want to shoot for 30 to 40 grams of fiber a day. The easiest way to do that without tracking it, which I think is great to track your fiber, maybe in MyFitnessPal or something like that for 3 or 4 days just to see what you're getting, but to make sure that you're having veggies and or fruits at every meal. The other thing is you can use some fiber boosting foods, and these would be baobab, which is also rich in vitamin C and iron. You can use psyllium husk, which is very helpful if you have constipation. You can add ground flax seeds, chia seeds. Even your avocados are going to be high in fiber. Legumes and beans are high in fiber. But when we're looking for those helpers, you can even use some of those in your e-meals, such as maybe a tablespoon of ground flax. That would be great in an e-meal. That's going to give you your 5 grams of fat that you need with the e-meal. And you can add that to smoothies. You can add that to salads. You can add that to veggies. Baobab, there's so many ways that you can use that. You can put it in a smoothie. You can make the new recipe that's called the FPP, one of my favorites from the Trim Healthy Wisdom recipe resources. You can use that prior to your meal to make sure that you're getting fiber and that you are also calming food noise. You can also add excess fiber to your oatmeal or your quinoa porridges. Those are ways that, yes, you're getting your fruits and veggies, but you're also adding these fiber helpers that are going to help with insulin sensitivity. It's going to help with your food noise. It's going to help with bowel movements, detoxification, all the benefits I mentioned earlier. So if you're wanting to add more fiber, one thing I'm going to say is this: start slow. A lot of times when you up your fiber, you will start to get the bloats, and that is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that your body might be getting used to this new fiber that's feeding your gut bugs. So you want to start slow. So instead of maybe using a whole serving, so say you're doing the FPP recipe, it calls for 2 tablespoons of baobab. That is a lot, friends. That is a lot. You want to work up to that. I might start with 2 teaspoons first. In your oatmeal, if you are adding psyllium husk, cook your oatmeal, add your psyllium at the end so that it doesn't get slimy, and maybe add just a teaspoon in there, or maybe even start with a half a teaspoon. If you're using the ground flaxseed, same thing. If you're adding more fruits and vegetables in, which is wonderful, beautiful, please do it. I'm going to do another podcast on why veggies are paramount and important. But you're going to want to increase your hydration, not necessarily with your meal, but throughout the day. Fiber is going to make you thirsty. And like I said, you kind of have to train your gut. I've had to train mine. I had to start with 2 teaspoons of baobab, a half a teaspoon of psyllium husk, not at the same time. And even with my fruits and veggies, I have to cook more of my veggies. I can have maybe 1 salad a day, but if I have more than that, it doesn't go well with my digestive system. So I cook the majority of my veggies. I have maybe 80% of my veggies I cook, and the rest I may have raw, and I make sure I'm chewing very well. And I also use a digestive enzyme that helps me digest all of those veggies and the fiber and the protein and all of those things. So sometimes a digestive aid is necessary. So if you are starting to add fiber, go slow and maybe track it. Maybe track how much fiber you're getting. You can always ask Siri, look it up, see how much fiber you've got in your meal. And you're going to shoot for that 30 to 40 grams, working up slowly. I will tell you, fiber is fabulous for belly fat reduction and weight loss and all the other things. It is the queen, right? It's the queen next to the king, which is protein. So make sure when you have your fiber in your meals, that you have your protein as your anchor, at least 25 to 30 grams of protein, and it could be in any form that you would like. Hello, friends. You can get rid of stubborn belly fat in midlife, but only if you follow a plan designed for your changing hormones. That is exactly why I created the Belly Fat Blast course, so that you're not wasting your time on strategies that no longer work. This course gives you the exact tools, workouts, and nutrition approach to lose belly fat and feel amazing in your body again. Inside this course, you'll learn how to eat for fat loss, hormone balance without extreme dieting, thanks to the Trim Healthy Wisdom book, the workouts that actually work for midlife metabolism, how to reduce inflammation and break the stress cortisol fat cycle, proven strategies to get rid of stubborn belly fat for good. Ready to take action? Join the Belly Fat Blast course today and start seeing results. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, would you take 30 seconds and share it with a friend who might be struggling to lose weight in perimenopause or even menopause without confusion and without overwhelm? Also, please leave a quick review for the show on Apple Podcasts. It blesses me to know this podcast is helping you. Time to grab my protein smoothie and head to the pickleball court. I'll meet you back here on Wednesday for another HoneyCast episode. See ya.